Hey, GM.
Yeah,
I think we finally fixed it. Apologies. So I think someone said we should take 10 shots, Josh.
I think Hardy should take 10 shots.
No, I think you can do 5 each. 5 each, right? No?
Let's do double shots.
Double shots,
alright?
Apologies.
Double shots.
That did not mean to happen.
For Puffians, 2 shots.
Alright, cool guys. Hey, I know you guys been waiting for quite a while. Apologies. Let's get started, shall we? We're here today to talk about Metagods, episode 2 of GMI, where we deep dive into games and Josh and I come up with a verdict on whether these games are gonna make it or not. Right, Josh?
Yeah.
That's
we are thinking to do things a little bit differently this time around, where we should have, rather than us saying NGMI or GMI, we have you say it, right? We'll give you our opinions. You have the game devs come on and say, talk about a game, right? Answer some tough questions from us and from you guys. They will come with our own analysts, right?
Yeah.
Then you guys will decide whether it's NGMI or GMI, right? I think in the
I
end,
love the idea.
we have a poll on YouTube community. So if you go to PathDAO's page, and there are a few tabs up there, just go to community. We should have a poll up there soon, if not now, right?
Cool. Yeah. So quick intros here, right? Quick intros. I'm Hardeep. He's Josh, the better 2.0 Josh, because the old Josh is gone. We came off AMAs.
The older Josh.
This is the superior Josh right here.
Older Josh.
And we're here to talk Metagods today. So the 8-bit MMORPG dungeon crawler like game. Josh, tell me just very quickly. What has been your experience playing dungeon crawler games? I haven't played that many, to be honest with you, but I think you probably have.
I've had my experience playing dungeon crawlers. I mean, not an avid fan of the genre, but I do enjoy some titles. I think off the back of my head would be Hades, right?
Game of the year 2019.
Have you played Hades?
I played a little bit of Hades.
Right. I think our gaming community is quite familiar with Hades, right? So it's a 2.5D generative dungeon crawler where you play as
Hades. You play as Hades, right?
That's not his name, right? That's a character. It's Hades' son.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you play as Hades' son, trying to escape from Hades, basically, right? Then I don't want to spoil the story for you, but he wants to meet someone in the living plane, right? Yeah. So I thoroughly enjoy that title. I completed it.
Nice.
I completed all the achievements as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude,
means
you're a completionist, right?
Yeah.
So I can't compete. I genuinely cannot compete with you. But cool. So we've got Metagods today. They're an 8-bit MMORPG. We're really excited about them. Path has invested a decent amount of money. We purchased 2 dungeons of our own, and we think our community is going to really enjoy playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into that, I just wanna diverge a little bit and talk about Game Street code number 1 for today, right? I know you guys are waiting for this, so let me quickly brief you guys. Game Street code number 1 is GOD, God.
GOD, right?
GOD,
not DOG, yeah.
GOD. All right, cool. So Amy, let's cue the trailer. Absolutely sick trailer. I admit, right? That was a sick trailer. So today, guys, we have Odin with us, who is COO of Metagods, and a couple of other people as well who are joining later on. Odin, do you want to take us through a little bit of introduction about Metagods? Tell us about yourselves a little bit. What inspired you? What kind of games did you all play growing up? Super interested to know.
Hey, nice to be here. Hi Josh and Hardeep. It's a pleasure to be here. So just a brief introduction of what Metagods is. So as you guys mentioned, we are a 8-bit MMORPG dungeon crawler game, and we are just a bunch of game developers. Back in the days, we were in the basement of the Animal Studios. So we've always been very hardcore gaming guys. And growing up, we actually played a lot of old school RPG games. So this idea came up, and we felt like bringing it to the play-to-earn crypto industry is very interesting because there isn't many games such as this out. So glad to introduce to you guys. We have our team members here. We've got Aries, our creative director, and
hey, how's it going?
And we've got Achilles here, our marketing manager.
How's it going?
Yep, and we also have our CEO Jack as well, but however, he's not feeling quite well, so he won't be speaking today. So I'm going to be speaking on behalf of him. Yep. So we're really happy to be here, and we would love to show you guys what the alpha is about.
Cool. No, I'm super curious, right? You got the whole team there. What games did you guys play growing up?
Growing up, I was actually more of a first-person shooting kind of game person. I played a lot of Counter-Strike, but then obviously 8-bit games do actually come very interesting to me, and because they're obviously very hard, and it gives me a feeling of, I want to try and beat this, and I'll go over and over again trying to win. So Aries actually does play a lot of games as well. I'll let him speak.
Great. I played a lot of RPGs when I was a kid. I used to play Titan Quest and World of Warcraft as well. But when I got to high school, that's when I played League of Legends. Yeah. But it's really degen, and now I'm switching over to FPS games. I've been playing with Odin. And
what's your rank in League of Legends, man? What's your rank?
Oh, dude, back then when they had 5 divisions, I was Diamond 5. Hard stuff. It was crazy.
Okay, bullish. And GMI.
No, cool. All right, cool. Yeah. I mean, you guys are clearly avid gamers, grew up playing games. Now you're in the space of kind of like revolutionizing games for the next gen, for blockchain games, that is, right? But cool. I want to dive a little bit deeper. I just want to get an understanding of the lore, the backstory behind the Metagods universe. Give us a bit of insight on that.
Okay. So we realized that a traditional Greek mythology game is boring, and you'd need really good graphics for it, right? Like God of War. But we are 8-bit, so we have to really mainly rely on like narrative and like roguelike elements. So for the lore of Metagods, it basically all of the powerful gods, including like Medusa, Zeus, they began to go rogue, right? And they began terrorizing people because no one worships them anymore. The world takes place in the modern time. So everyone right now is into the internet, tech stuff, pop culture. So the gods lost their powers as a result because no one worships them anymore, right? And the thing is, here's the kicker. They began to indulge in the same things that we indulge in because they're miserable.
But Medusa's doing TikTok now?
Yeah, but as they like indulge in this stuff, they soon found new power through these mediums, and it also amplifies their power, but it also corrupts them. So, for example, Aphrodite, she's the goddess of love. Yes. but in the Metagods world, she's the goddess of OnlyFans. Ooh. Yeah, dude. Yes. And for Medusa, which we will go through in the alpha gameplay, she was known to stone people, right? After they look into the people's
Look
eyes.
into the eyes, she shows you, yeah.
Yeah. But like now, she always gets the munchies after getting stoned. You get it? so there's a lot of wordplay throughout Metagods. It's narrative based, but the gameplay is mostly roguelike bullet hell. It's gonna be procedurally generated. Our game designers are working on that so that it's always random and it's always fun. That way it's always fresh.
It's
And
really difficult.
It's really difficult. But yeah.
It's very mechanically challenging, right?
For roguelike games, not really. It's all about a power rush. Like you're trying to one shot everything, and especially for like 8-bit game like us, it's gonna be challenging. You're gonna be dodging a lot of projectiles. Bosses are gonna be killing you, and there's random patterns. But you also will be strong, and depending on the rarity of your NFT, your powers will be incrementally increased as well. And permadeath will play a part in that as well, because if your high rarity characters die, you'll lose them, or it'll be like locked up for a certain period of time. That is why there's this element of risk in the game.
Yeah. We'll touch more on the permadeath mechanic later when we go deeper, right?
Let's do that, yeah.
And the implications and also what this is something
what it
that's
means
very
for the average
yeah,
player, correct?
Yeah. And how do we make sure it's not like it does not
ruin the
ruin the
experience.
experience, right? Yeah. But I'm sure we can think about you guys have the correct solutions to this. Yeah. I would love to know more on the. So there's this dungeon crawler gameplay, right? But there's also this other half of the game which is on land, right? So I think most of the economy and there's a bunch of gameplay that ties towards land, right? And why land is important.
Yeah, that's true. But also, if the game is fully decentralized, there's a problem of inflation. So like Axie, right? They're constantly breeding, and there's inflation in the NFT market. You can get a lot of like high rare Axies, but no one's gonna buy them. There's no demand on the market. So there has to be a little bit of centralization going on. So we plan to regulate our supplies, but at the same time, players can earn, but they're not going to abuse this mechanic. But we're still workshopping this this idea.
Interesting.
Yep, and on land gameplay, would you mind elaborating more on land?
So for the land, obviously the landowners will be able to. So the land is actually a dungeon, and the dungeon at the same time you can actually decide the loot drop rate on the dungeons. So when the players actually go into play a dungeon, the landowners will decide the loot drop rate, and if they die in there, they will lose everything. Which means that the landowners will be able to keep all the items and probably the NFT characters as well, and also the land will also be walkable. So what we're doing is we're building up a social GameFi place where people can actually interact with each other. So people are likely going to be able to walk into everyone's land, and they can type and talk to each other like a social hub.
Right. So basically, by owning land, you're owning the boss that resides on the land, right?
Yeah,
And
correct. By owning a land, you actually own the game as well, because you'll be able to decide what you want in your piece of land and what people get in the game.
And then by owning land, also you get to build buildings, right?
Yeah, you can also get to build buildings in there, such as a farm, or let's say a church, or a hospital, or a clan hall. Things like this, you will be able to build on your land, and this will help you grow your land, grow like the people coming into the land. Maybe if let's say if they want to come in and get some items, or craft an item, they will probably have to come in your land and go to a farm and get some special material to be able to craft.
Interesting. Can you quickly run us through? So I'm a new player. Can you run us through the core game loop, and maybe like a quick rundown on how the economy works?
I'll pass this question to Akides.
Hey guys, so we're going to start off the economy very small because of the daily active users. One of the biggest problems that we've seen is that you try to open up for a huge economy and it doesn't work. So the player, as soon as they enter with their NFT character, can immediately start to earn relic. And this relic can then be turned into the Metagods token at the bank in the social hub, which we'll show you a little bit more later. And so the earning is also, the relic token is also going to be used as a leaderboard token. And so that way people can track who is the best at what they do and who plays the most. We're also going to implement a bit of a cap of, say, energy for the number of times you can crawl in the dungeon. And then all of the buildings in the land will affect both economically and militarily the party size and everything like that. So it's a lot of numbers. We have a lot of Excel sheets open right now. But yeah, so the earning mechanic will be there, but we're going to bootstrap it very slowly and kind of use a hybrid model to ensure that we put both decentralization and centralization into the entire game loop. Because as we've seen with true, like, total decentralization, it doesn't work. But centralization was, game 1.0, where the developers could make unlimited numbers of items and stuff like that for their friends, and that's also not working. So you need both of these worlds in order to work.
Right.
Interesting.
So, by the way, everyone, the alpha for Metagods is out. It's live. You guys can go and play and try it out on their website now. So
Josh and I played a shit time. We played a shit time. I've speedrun faster than him. He's terrible at the game. Having played a lot of games, he's still terrible at the game. But I think what the audience wants right now is kind of like a sneak peek. Can we do a live demo?
A live
what it would be like playing Metagods Alpha right now?
Yeah, let's
Would
go.
that be possible?
Definitely. Yeah. Just let me just I'll just get our Aries to play through the game with you guys and just give you guys a quick tutorial on how to get to the game.
Aries will be playing, yeah?
Yep, correct.
Yes.
We'll judge Aries.
We'll judge Aries.
Judge Aries.
It is not fast. It doesn't beat our times.
Okay.
Diamond 5 player.
Oh God.
Can we,
You said you Diamond 5, didn't you? Did you say?
It's gonna be insane.
I'm hoping for the fastest ever speedrun we've ever seen.
No speedrun.
No
At
speedrun.
the engine preview, I'll show you.
The whole point of the game, man. You gotta. The whole competitive element comes from speedruns, right, Josh? Like,
Oh damn.
But yeah.
So this is the dashboard, right? The dashboard.
Yes. So we go to the alpha page, and actually first you have to connect your MetaMask wallet.
Time for a new wallet.
So let's make a new one. Yeah.
By the way, Alpha leave for NFT. If you want to try it out, buy an NFT. That's
Yep. PathDAO stream.
Okay, once you're connected, you can go to the alpha. And it's loading.
Loading.
Anytime now.
Loading.
Loading.
All right, so you should be able to see the main menu here. And you have to connect your wallet in order to see this. So once you're connected, you can adjust the settings on the top right. I just showed you. Yeah, if you have audio preferences. And for the camera, you can adjust the view. Personally, I like view 2 because you can see your characters closer without like a lot of disrupting of the environment part. So yeah, let's get into the game. So this is the intro video game.
Whee! Whee!
So yeah, because we don't have to.
That was not part of the gameplay experience for us. I mean,
Can I pay for this special effect?
is this the DLC? Can you pay for it?
Yeah, man. Wait. Just joking. Yeah. So, bit of lore of this intro video. So you saw the flying cube just now. It's you, and you're basically play as a hero. So now you are playing as Perseus. So you move WASD. You can also dash with the shift button, and there's a 2-second cooldown, and you can get out of sticky situations. And you have to beat all the creeps before moving on to the next room.
Cake.
So the cake gives you power. So you eat it, and you get Q. So it's an empowered version of your basic attack. So you have to clear all of the creeps again.
Snake.
He leaves with the sound effect. All right, now we're going to the boss room. So Medusa. So you eat the cake, and you'll get an ultimate ability. So this basically is like a taste of what the ultimate level is going to be like. So if like level 99 characters, it's going to be like that. So each level you'll unlock certain skills so that you can like be OP and kill a lot of creeps. So Medusa has a bunch of abilities. The patterns are random, but she's very easy to beat here. So the dialogues is also a bit of hint of the lore.
Wow, you're actually hot.
Yeah.
What just happened?
So-
What year is it? Hello, you just tried to kill me over cake. Who are you? I'm getting you.
So Perseus looks at her anyway,
Getting rock.
and like after he defeated Medusa, she turns into like this human form, and she has no recollection of being like a giant cake-eating monster. Yeah. So she finds her attractive and literally gets rock hard.
Unity character generator.
So now you get to choose which avatar you want to play. In this case, it'll be the NFT characters that you own. So
Buy your own character.
now we're at the social lobby, and
Welcome to the town of Ambrosia, or at least what's left of it. For months, Medusa has been pillaging our town, looting for sweets. Many brave souls entered the dungeon to stop her, but none have returned. Help us, hero, and Medusa's reign of terror, and you will be rewarded handsomely.
she's out of breath. All right, so the objective of the social lobby is to find a way to activate the portal in the center of the town. So the portal leads you to Medusa's dungeon, but we're still developing more. So the stage that you just saw is just like a prototype. It's not procedurally generated, but in the future it will be when the game is ready. So yeah, we can look around. You notice you can see the different buildings in the lobby. And these buildings actually play a part in the play-to-earn economy of Metagods. So for the farm, where's the farm? Right here. For the farm, you can stake your MGod and earn rewards. And you can also go to the bank. The bank is where you buy MGod or NFTs. And we can also go to the blacksmith. So in the blacksmith, you can craft or sell your equipment. So have you played the game Age of Empire?
Yep.
Like any strategy games?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you usually have resources or equipments, right?
Mhm.
But you can't like sell them because technically you don't own them. So
Correct.
play to earn in Metagods will enable you to literally monetize these resources. So yeah. Let's get the portal activated. So we go to the blacksmith first.
Yeah, I know. I had trouble trying to figure out how to get the puzzle activated. Spent like 10 minutes roaming around, talking to everyone over here, from the bank to
I'll show you quick hacks. So yeah, for the blacksmith, it's the first person you go to, the first NPC. So Hobo Hogan, the emboldened golden blacksmith.
Curse
These
them.
dumb-
That is Medusa. She ravaged our town looking for cake. If I be 30 years younger, I would slay her myself. My back pain is kind of hurting, I tell you.
Wait, let me ask
Help.
you, who's in charge of the in-game dialogues?
Me.
Don't make fun of me, child. I be apprentice of Hephaestus, the god of blacksmith himself. Listen, you look like a strong warrior. The mission I have for you.
But I didn't even make fun of you.
Enough talk, child. I will craft a great weapon for you to slay that fat beast, but ye need to find a way to reignite the portal to get there.
I'm very sorry if I offended you, sir.
Do I look like a wizard? Talk to someone else, ye fool. And yes, I answered both of your questions if you didn't know.
Yeah, so we really like the goofy element of these dialogues. So we kind of draw inspiration from the game Hades. So you know the roguelike game Hades. It's very narrative based as well. And in the future, as the game progresses, we really look to like build out a huge narrative branch. So like it's not gonna be the same every time you talk to them. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, think of.
We talk to a farmer.
That'll be sick.
So the key to the point is Medusa destroyed his farm, and he just he's desperate. He's like, what to do? I'm gonna eat gluten-free. I mean, I have no gluten-free cake. Oh no, what to do?
I'm depressed. My crops, my harvest, my gluten-free cake, all gone.
So we click it, and then it's basically like a riddle. It doesn't look like it, but we will definitely optimize the UI a bit.
Yeah.
But it's basically a multiple choice question. And notice that the answers are food themed cliches. So you have to pick the right one. So
Which is the
you're
right
looking for
one?
potions.
Click it.
So
Click it.
maybe
Don't
something
click
liquid
the
related.
button.
So lemonade.
Those are the wisest words I've ever heard. Very well. Speaking of lemonades, take this potion. Strange. Why is it warm and yellow? Like
Oh God.
fever.
Warm and yellow. Alright, so now we go to the clan hall to get the last ingredient needed to open the portal, which is a key. In the future, the clan hall is where all the guilds will get together to play. So PathDAO, this will be like a central hub for you guys to play and join dungeon missions together. So it's like a guild in Monster Hunter, if you played Monster Hunter.
Well. Who might you be? Jeez, relax, hero boy. You lost or something.
I'm like,
That's a good one.
that's so funny. Something fun.
You're being serious. Very well. You need a mystical key from the clan hall, but they'll need something in exchange. It's a hint. Good luck. I wasn't talking about the key.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Foreshadowing. So now we go to the portal. It's activated.
It's
And
open.
it will take you straight to Medusa's dungeon in the game, but as of now, we're still developing the procedurally generated dungeon. So we will be playing the engine previews.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here's where the speedrun comes.
Let's go. Let's go.
So we want you to run Inari dungeon, and we want you to one go it. Like
Yeah.
under a minute.
A minute's too long.
A minute's too long. A minute's too long. You think? No, I think a minute's fun. I couldn't beat it in a minute.
Yeah, man. The Inari stage is really hard. Like, some of our game designers can't even beat it. And they're hardcore bullet hell gamers.
For viewers at home, what class is the best?
We really like the Necro because it's multi-skilled. You can toggle the abilities in between. And like of all the feedback within our team, Necromancer has the best chance to beat Inari.
All right, let's go, Inari. Let's go.
This is the guild dungeon. This is the guild dungeon. This is the.
All right, let's go. Speed run. Let's go.
Go. Speed run this. All right, guys, if you're just joining, here we are speed running to the first dungeon.
The
Metagods.
the hardest dungeon.
The hardest dungeon, might I add.
Really gotta be full health. Oh God.
What is this character? Is it broccoli, man?
It's broccoli. Eat your
Broccoli.
vegetables. Eat your vegetables. And good for your
Oh
health.
no, I took
Right,
a
you
lot
was
of that
back.
already.
It's my name, it's Odin. Sorry, Odin playing. Odin's the most OP player in the team.
Spend more time here. Spend more time.
There's only
Guys.
4.
PathDAO.
Oh.
Fluid movements.
Not good enough, man. I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it.
I don't want to.
I don't think.
Man.
Oh, he's tough. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Insane.
That's the end. That's the end.
Oh no. Need a healer.
Alright.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
If
Nah, no chance. No way he makes it.
If he hears this,
We take two shots.
I take a shot. Yeah.
We take 2 shots.
Oh wait, what?
That's right. Really valiant effort.
For sure.
But really good stuff though. I mean, like, so I'm curious, right? Can me and Josh and 2 others hop on a dungeon and try to beat it all together? 4 different classes.
A multiplayer run, right? Like when can we expect a multiplayer?
Yes. Not now. It'll be single player, but in the future it'll be multiplayer. That's where the guild gameplay comes in.
Right.
And when the guild player comes in, then eventually we'll have the social hub as well. So it will eventually be multiplayer. We're in developments of that. So so when the social hub comes in, then it will be a multiplayer game, and people will be able to go in and fight the bosses together.
Right. Can I have you guys like rank in terms of priority, like what features would be available in the alpha next? Like throughout the alpha, what features would be turned on?
On the line, so in a week or 2 time, we're gonna be releasing our stage 1, so the proper Medusa stage, and then we are in developments of the procedure generation and also the character generation, and the ecosystem will come very soon as well.
The ecosystem. What do you mean?
The ecosystem. So earning of relic will come in very soon. So people can actually start to play and earn.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
No, I'm super interested, right? And we spent a lot of time early on talking about Permadeath. It was a very like high stakes, high reward feature, right? So the question I have is, how do you get traditional gamers to embrace this high stakes, high reward kind of gameplay that you guys have? Where if I die in a dungeon, I lose my character, or I get timed out, right? How are you guys viewing this, and what are your thoughts?
Because one of the things we think about is that obviously people dying in crypto take risk. They're very risky, and it's all about. We're not encouraging gambling, but then it's very much like a gambling feature. People, and we take care of the gambling side, and also the other side is that we actually do have a second mode, which is casual mode. So people will not die in the casual mode. They will, but they won't be able to control the character. It will be an autoplay function. So they will just be watching the NFT character going into dungeon fighting with no control.
Correct. So there's 2 modes, the vanilla and the hardcore mode, right? So the vanilla.
Yeah, because obviously we do have some really hardcore gamers that they believe they can beat the game. So we take care of that side, and we also take care of the other side of people that are probably not that good as a gamer themselves. And hardcore mode has the best rewards. So casual mode will have rewards as well, but not as high as the hardcore mode.
Is there no way for a free-to-play player to experience and maybe try out certain dungeons?
Yes. So what we're doing with Metagods is that we are promoting Metagods as a play-to-earn game, but also a free-to-play game. But there are only certain dungeons people can play if they do not have an NFT character or a wallet. And to cash out, they can still earn relic. However, if they want to cash out relic to MGod, they will have to have a wallet and own an NFT character. And this is where the guilds come in. They can borrow items and NFT characters from the guilds. So the guilds will get benefit, and the players will, the landowners will also get benefits.
Okay. So okay, I have another follow up on the guild question. Okay. So what can Path guild members expect to do or to interact with Pathland, right, or our buildings? How would that interaction be like?
We do actually have some characters for you guys. For the land wise, soon you'll be able to enter and interact with each other on the land. Obviously, as I said, it's a social GameFi, so you'll be able to sit around and talk with people and also help build out the system and the economics of the buildings.
What kind of services does Path provide through the buildings to our clan members?
Let me just pass this question to Achilles or Ares. Achilles.
Can you ask that one more time?
So what kind of services that our clan members can expect to get from Path buildings, right? So from the military buildings, and then this is the economic buildings. So what will a scholar get from us having these buildings?
So the guild itself can levy a tax. So let's say I'm a regular player and I want to build a certain weapon, but I need to use a certain building that only you guys have. It's a little bit like the validator. So if your validator, let's say you set the tax to 3%, and I think, okay, this forge is probably the best way to go, then we'll use it, and then the guild will actually receive the fees. And so I get my favorite weapon, and you guys get the tax on top. And then there's also a scholarship system that we are building that will be very interesting because the weapons will actually be breedable. So this is a little bit of the Axie economics coming into play, but it's not the character itself that needs to be bred. It's more like the weapons, which will give it a lot more value, and everyone can sell it back to the in-game shop at any time. And so the land is there for both the guild and the scholars to have a place of identity inside of the world of Metagods. As landowners, you guys are also owners of the game, so a lot of the governance things, such as what kind of dungeon you guys want, based on the bosses that you guys have chosen, how you guys want it to look, how many rooms we should make, the difficulty, etc., all that. We're very collaborative with the guilds that invested in us because you guys support us. So we are actually going to get there very soon.
Interesting. No, interesting. So I think just go back to your point right over here. So we've seen a lot of games have an issue when it comes to an oversupply of NFTs, right? Whether it's characters, items, or general in-game assets, right? How do you ensure that high quality NFTs are being created and made? And it's not just mindless breeding.
So we have a very interesting system called the sacrifice pool. So the way that we've structured it is that if you are a 1-star character and you don't want to, say, buy another character, you can play the game. You can play the game and level up to a certain level, and then you can sacrifice your character for a higher star character, and it starts all over again based on the 6 base stats. Another thing you could do is you could sacrifice your 1-star character. Let's say you take 2 or 3 of them and you sacrifice all of them for the chance of getting a 2-star character. So that will actually get rid of the overpopulation of low-tier characters, but also keep in check everything else. So, and then regarding the weapons and items, those can always be sold back to the in-game shop for the relic token, because the NFT problem is that a lot of people aren't buying the NFTs. So if I put up an NFT and it's for sale and nobody buys it, then it's useless. So we have a mechanic where you can always sell it back to the in-game shop for the in-game token. This is not MGod, but this is for relic.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question from the comment section, from Apollo at 832. So is the game only going to be available on PC, or do you have mobile as well?
So right now our game is on web, but then we actually have we're in developments of the Mac and PC and also the mobile as well. So the Mac version is actually ready, but we are just gonna be working on the web version first, and when the multiplayer mode comes out, then we're gonna start integrating the app system. So the Mac system will come first, and then the PC, and then eventually the mobile version will come. Because we do know that the mobile version is actually very big in the pay-to-win industry. So this is down the line. We do have that prepared.
Yeah, actually, I'm curious to know, right? Like, how big currently is your team? Like, in terms of like full-time or like part-time? Like, what's your headcount?
We have approximately 20 people. So we've got a few people on the marketing side, and also a lot of devs, and it's also have the core team here. But most of the times, the core team members will be in Discord. We're very active in Discord. So if your members are happy, do feel free to drop into our Discord and chat with us. We're always active in there and always happy to answer questions.
Okay. So I have another question from the comments. It's from Jensen Tang. Okay. What's
8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. from Jensen Tang? What's the max number of people that we can have playing in a single dungeon at the same time?
Right now, we don't actually have a max number of people that can enter the dungeon plan yet, because we want to understand how the influx of players that are going to be coming in. Because obviously, if you guys don't know yet, we do have very big names on board with us, such as MrBeast, Myrtle, Box Mining, all those. Because when they actually start doing hard marketing promotion push for us, we will have more of an idea of how many people will be coming to the game. And by then, we will then decide how many people will be able to enter a dungeon together.
Right.
Because we do not want to have the game to be bugging out with too many people in the same dungeon.
But actually, say 6 people minimum. Yeah, excited for this.
Interesting. So if you guys have any more questions,
Yeah.
just feel free to put them into the chat right now.
All right, there's a very good question here, right here. So from Jasper Impel, 8:51 p.m. Is this only going to be PvE or will there be PvP?
I would love it.
Can we PvP in Metagods? Can we God versus God? The Metagods versus God. The Metagods. Or even
So PvE is definitely will happen, but then the PvP is actually in the making. We're in plans of doing that. We will have some campaign surrounding that as well. So we're definitely planning something very fun for players to be fighting against each other.
Interesting.
Nice.
Cool. I would love both the PvP and PvP elements. I think that will be really cool. But let's quickly run through the dungeons that you guys have, right? So let us share our screen a little bit. Josh, do you want to quickly share our screen? So I want to run through a couple of areas and a couple of potential guilds that may have purchased land, dungeons, and let's see where Path is. So Path has 2 main areas over here, 2 main sub-dungeons over here. So
yeah.
I would like to think we've got a pretty...
I think we are the biggest landowner here in terms of NPT owned land.
Are we
I
the
think
biggest?
so, yeah. I think
are
so.
we the biggest landowner over here? Are we...
Yes, safe to say yes. PathDAO is the biggest landowners in Metagods right now.
Oh.
So yeah, interesting. You've got Alex Becker. You've got MrBeast.
MrBeast over here. This is MrBeast, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We have Avocado DAO, good friends. We have RU. We have PathDAO over here. And over here we have a full dungeon here.
Yeah, 2 dungeons.
And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, is this on-chain gaming?
This is a Suppleman. He's a YouTuber, KOL.
Yeah, nice. So this is Alex Becker.
Alex Becker, of course.
Right, then we have Box Mining, Myrtle, and MrBeast right over here.
Yeah.
So you guys have chance to be MrBeast's neighbor, right? Go and find out whether the lands are on sale right now. Are lands tradable yet? No, right?
Yes, actually, you can. So previously, when we did the land sale, we gave the land out as tickets. This is to protect all the landowners. Right. And during our alpha launch last week, we actually made all our lands claimable. So you'll be able to trade and buy your lands on NF Trade. However, we will, because the land sale we did the last round was the land sale 1. We do have a land sale 2 planned down the line. So if people want to be MrBeast neighbors, then they could go into NF Trader and try and get the piece of land next to MrBeast. If not, then they could wait for the second land sale.
It's a good flex.
I've got a dying question. When will we see MrBeast do a speedrun?
We're in very close contact with MrBeast. We've been giving him close updates on what the game is going to be like, what our vision is, and what we've built. We talk once a week with him, and he's a bit busy with his videos right now. So hopefully maybe early next year, when we have the full game out, he will be able to try the game, and he will be doing promotion with us.
One more question in my head. So apologies, Josh, but has MrBeast played a big part in designing the game, the world, the vlog? I'm just super curious, right? So you guys jump on the calls on a weekly basis, right? So what has been the thought process behind MrBeast?
So, because MrBeast is a gamer himself, and he wants to make sure the gameplay is fun. So, we actually showed him the engine preview previously. He played a bit on it, and he told us he loves it, and he's looking forward to see what we are going to build next. And because earning is not as important to him, so he really wants to see us build out a fun game for people to play. Because obviously, a lot of play-to-earn games in the industry right now isn't actually that fun, and we want to build something for people to earn and also have fun at the same time. And also, Alex Becker, he also said that he will continue to push us as long as we keep building, and which is definitely what we're going to do.
Interesting. All right, cool, guys. Any more questions, Josh? Before we wrap things up?
Let me do a quick check on the comment section, right? I think we have one last question from the comments. So I think we have, okay, can one from Gabriel one
855
right? Can one tier 4 character do all dungeons? I guess let me rephrase the question a bit. Like, so what is expected from the player in what should they do, what should they upgrade, what should they buy, how should they prepare to run a dungeon?
So every dungeon does have its own different difficulty. So let's say if you had a tier 1 character, if you're going into a level 10 dungeon, it will probably be a lot harder to fight and you'll die easier. I know obviously the base stats will also affect your attacks and your movement speed, all those. So having a high tier rarity character definitely does help when you go into different dungeons, and there will be levels capped on your character as well. Let's say if you had a level 1 character, for instance, you could be capped at level 20, and then so on. So having a high rarity character is important, and it also does depend on the dungeon. But yes, you must pass through the first level dungeon first. Higher difficulty dungeons will require certain equipments and armors, and etc.
All right.
Cool.
Exciting.
Cool. So that is it, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Odin and gang and team and Metagods, appreciate you guys taking the time to come down, talking to our community here today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Josh and I have learned the whole time. We're gonna keep trying to beat our records in the speedrun as well. You know, until the game is fully out, we're gonna keep trying to beat each other on that front. But thank you so much. Let's do this again. And before you guys leave, one last thing. Do you have any alpha for our community?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Before you guys leave, do you have any alpha for our community?
And so we will be dropping some, as promised previously, we will be dropping some NFT characters to you guys for the PathDAO. So probably we could drop a load of NFT characters for you guys. It will be automatically generated. So you'll get a random rarity NFTs. So I hope your community will get some of those, and I hope they will love it.
Yo, let's go.
Let's go. So, be part of Path, stay active,
Yep.
and let's grind it out when the game comes out.
Looking forward to chilling with you guys in Metagods on our land.
No problem. We're looking forward to speaking with you guys on your land. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. So it's very nice to meet all your PathDAO community. So we are hoping to see them soon in the game.
Cool.
Sure.
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I wish Jack the speedy recovery too as well.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
hopefully he feels better by the end of the week or something.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good night. Have a good evening, guys.
See you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, cool, guys. So, Josh, TLDR, what are your thoughts?
8-bit, fast-paced, highly mechanically challenging action RPG with social, land, guild, clan building gameplay.
Do you need anything else?
Yeah,
do you need to add anything else to a game today?
I'm bullish, man.
Could this be the most engaging experience you've seen in blockchain?
You know, when we brought this to our investment council, I think the vision from Metagods was that it's okay. First of all, it's 8-bit, right?
Correct.
So it's actually quite easy to play and also create more contents.
Correct.
To extend the contents, right? So you can have a lot of, even UGC contents can come.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
And somehow it's multiplayer, right? It's action packed and it's very easy to get and go on and play the game. It's like a mountain, right? You get a bunch of your friends, you just play. You can even stream it. So it's a very streamable game. Imagine your favorite streamers just Braid or Pokemon.
Imagine 4 of your favorite streamers
playing a game,
shouting a dungeon,
shouting at each other, dude, heal me.
Yeah.
So it's a very streamable game. I think it will be very entertaining as well, right? In terms of challenges that they will face is on the speed of delivery, right? I think the space has been picking up, and we are seeing a lot of other competitions coming up as well.
Correct.
But I feel like they still have first movers advantage in this genre.
Correct.
Right. So if we can plant the flag early, right, and become the first movers, and then be the pioneers of this narrative and this genre, I think we are GMI.
Let me. I agree with whatever Josh just said. I'm fully aligned on that front. But let me give you my bull case over here, right? Because one of the biggest leverage points in this case is MrBeast.
Yeah.
And I do think, can you imagine a 100K tournament hosted by MrBeast?
Mm-hmm.
For someone who's able to beat a particular speedrun time or to beat a dungeon, that would be the ideal situation, right? It's such a leverage point for Web3 games, and the game is so easy to adopt that anyone can play it. Like Josh said, easy to pick up, hard to master, and I'm all for that. I'm super excited for what MrBeast and his gang might bring.
I hope the mechanics and gameplay would be deep enough as well. I personally hope so. If you guys have tried Hades, I love the mechanics, right? The augmentations from the power ups, right? And then I think you get to level up or change some of your perks. Right? With
skill trees.
The skill trees, right? The perks, the passive perks, right? So those kind of things I think are very engaging and it's fun, right?
All right. So guys, before we end things here today, I want to bring you guys through Game Street code number 2. The secret code, GS secret code number 2 for today is Dungeons, right? DUNGEONS.
With an S. Dungeons.
Right? I was going to repeat it one last time. Game Street secret code of the day, Dungeons. All right. So before we end things, Josh, any last words before we end things? I think what we
remember to put in your votes in our poll, right? Just to recap, it's a poll happening. So you guys will be deciding if the game is GMI or NGMI, right? You tell us, right? We don't know.
We're taking a different route
Yeah.
this time.
We are
right?
giving you our opinions, but you ultimately you decide. You are the players, we are the players, we have the power. Okay, so go ahead to PathDAO page, YouTube page, right? Under the community tab, there'll be a poll, so you guys can decide and vote there, right? In the end, we release the results, maybe on Twitter or maybe on Game Street, right?
Yeah.
And then
Cool.
then we have discussions over there.
All right. And also don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Discord, Twitter. Let us know what other games do you guys want us to bring aboard GMI.
Yep.
We'd love to explore any game that you guys are interested in. It doesn't need to be a PathDAO exclusive partner game per se. You know, if you're particularly passionate about Luvium, we'd love to have the Luvium guys come on board, right, Josh?
That's really
Drill them down,
That's good.
ask them what are they doing in the space, what are you building. But cool. All right, guys. So that's it. That's GMI episode 2. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed a Metagods, the walkthrough that they did as well. Josh and I are going to be grinding as well. So, you know, if you ever want to talk strategy, talk about how fast, you want to know how fast I did it versus Josh?
Post your results on Game Street. Come on, like post your results of the engine preview speedrun on Game Street. Sure. Come on, let us know. Tag me and Hardy.
Let's do it.
Tag me and Hardy.
All right.
Let's go.
That's it.
See you
Cue the
guys.
outro, Amy. See you guys next time.
Yeah.